Everyone and welcome to Money Farms. Do well to like, share, subscribe, comment on this video. This is another interesting and innovative time in Money Farm. So today we are out of the farm and I'm heading straight to an excursion. So welcome once again to Day in the Life of a 19 years old student. So this day is like still a continuation of the other of my previous video, which we went to the site. Like I said, we visited two sites. The first one was the Ibom Conventional Center, and the second one was this one. So we're about to explore the Ibom Hotel. So we're led inside after we waited for some and we're already with our refreshment. As you can see, most of us are with our yellow bags, which is our refreshment. So we headed straight to the new site and we wanted to meet the professionals that are concerned in handling this project. So because we had to wait a little bit outside so that we can get approval to enter the site. Besides, we already informed them before even coming. So we just had to make sure that everything was ready before we came in, and we also made sure that they made the necessary preparation before also they allowed us come in. Before introducing us to the professionals here and the handlers of the site, our chairman decided to give us a little talk. Here present was the quantity surveyor, which was the contractor, and the young quantity surveyor's president.
Marry whatever you learn from this side with what you are going to learn from that other side. But before we go in, there are places here, some people you don't know, probably you've met with them. And in that other side, we've been able to introduce few personalities that have been able to join us, like our state chairman, our past chairman, Dr. Christian, our past chairman, Dr. Scholar, and our Reverend Keys. But also we have here the chairman of Young Quantity Surveyors Forum, National. He's the one leading the entire country and diaspora. Anything that has to do with young quantity surveyors in Nigeria and outside, anywhere in the world. And he find it necessary to come down from wherever he was to Akwa Ibom State to be part of this event. So I would love him to say something, and after that, the chairman will also say something on behalf, and then our Oga. Thank you so much.
Okay, I don't know which slang to start with, but I know that most of us here are students. So let me give a national way of it. Upon the greatest Nigerian students, greatest Gogo, greatest Baba. I'm so happy to be amongst you today, and I'm so impressed to see what is happening. I have to bring the national greeting down to this place and greet especially our organs from the past state chairman, current state chairman, and to our reverend, and of course I saw our HOD of one of the institutions here as well. I don't know if she's still around. Yeah, and I'm so much happy to see that there's a very good rapport between the NIQS, the Young Quantity Surveyors, and the students. It shows that the future is bright. And from what I also gathered,
the talk was quite a very lengthy one because he had to take time to give us what we needed to know, how they founded it and so many other lots of stuff like that. So it was quite a lengthy talk. So before, just had to listen and get ready for the professional and the contractor in the building, the quantity surveyor that is handling the project. So the quantity surveyor is the head, and he'll be the one to give us the things we need to know and the major things we need to know about Ibom Hotel, which is still under construction. He will tell us everything that we need to know as relating to a part that a quantity surveyor should know and how it's supposed to be done. You can see that this project is going to be something that will attract tourism into the state and bring a lot of development. The chairman of the association had to say one or two few things before handing proceedings to the QS in charge.
Good afternoon, my fellow students, because learning ends when person is dead. It's a continuous process. We keep learning on a daily basis. Even though you are a professor, you still wish to have other qualifications in other things. That is to enhance where you have reached in your own profession. You are all welcome. I want to give kudos and thanks to the organizer of this excursion, because during our own time we don't have much more access to all these kind of buildings and structures under construction. So it's a privilege that you people are part of these completions of this project as at now. If not because the project was on hold for some time, it could have been an issue by now. But thank God, God still wants you to be part of construction team, because I'll call you part of the team that is completing this project, because you are here when the completion is ongoing. Now, these projects is a mega project, international project. You can see the entire environment. But the role of QS, it started from the conceptions of an idea of what we really want to do. Most of the abandoned building we are seeing today, if to say QS is being carried along from inceptions, it wouldn't have happened, because it is our own to advise clients according to his pockets what he can afford to pay. And there is no way you can pack QS aside in every project, because we are the backbone of every structure. Am I lying? No. The moment a client conceives an idea of building something with his pen, that I have certain amount of money, we are the one to do the sketching, not the architects. We are the one to advise the architects that this is any architect around. That this is what my client is having in mind to construct. And this is the boss, and this is what I believe.
Designing to a cost.
God bless you, sir. So we are very, very so much important when it comes to the consortium. So our own role cannot be sidelined by any professional. So I want you people to be more encouraged. See, most of the things we normally study in schools always been practical, theoretical. But when we come to sites, we see what entails. There are so many people that I've never seen where pipes, foundations is being constructed. Some we experience it, and through the lifetime of some people, they will never see it. They will just be reading it. And we have two types. We have board, then we have driven. The one we use here is bore pies. Bore pies foundations, by which they will bring the rigs to the site, we dig, then you pour concrete, we form casing, they will pour concrete. Then after that, they will connect all the piles together on the structural members. That is pie cap. They will connect it together so that they will be able to distribute the load all down the foundation. Like this structure you are seeing there, they use driven pies. The one that is precast pie, they drive it to enter the ground. But the one that is most important, the one that is more durable, is ball price. Then after the construction connections of all those pipe caps, then they will conduct a test. There's going to be a test to be conducted. That is what is the name of that test? That we normally not slump test, not cube test. When we are trying to load the pipe caps,
Ventilate test.
So we will do it for some days. They will do it for some days, by which the readings will be in a continuous process, like 3 days or 4 days, day and night. Nobody will leave the site. So that is how we did it, and we arrived at, say, the foundation is passed before we started building on it. But as a QS, you have roles to play. There are 2 roles that quantity surveyor normally play on site. It's either you be a client quantity surveyor, which is being referred to as a consultant, or contractors quantity surveyor. There are 2 roles, and it does not come in conflict. As a contractor's quantity surveyor, which my brother is going to speak on behalf of the consultant QS, our own is to manage the site, to maximize our own profits, but not to the detriment of the structure. Our own is to carry out the work according to specifications. As a QS, you have to monitor what is ongoing on site and avoid wastage. Your role as a QS, as a contractor's QS, the procurement, you have to know what and what they need to procure, and then you have to know much about the programs of work, so that you'll be able to meet the targeted time. Then the role of QS, a contractor's QS, is to carry out measurements at all times, because that measurement will lead to interim valuations, which interim valuations, interim payment certificate will be prepared, so that your work will be on course. That is the progress of work. You have to monitor it, because if you do not, you may derail. And most of the projects we are doing is always on time frame. And you know, when time frames elapse, what happens? Cost overall, then loss of time, and it attracts charges against the contractor. So you have to follow the sequence of the work. So we all know that interim payment certificate is being issued, that is at stages of work. Then it helps to monitor the progress of the work. Then at the end of the day, there will be final valuation. The other one we call it interim valuations. The last one is final valuations. That final valuations, then there is always a retention fee in any contract. That retention fee maybe can be 10%, maybe 20%, in between you and the client, your agreement. And you have to wait for liability period, which is 6 months. 6-month liability period. If there is any default before that expirations of that retention period, you come back to site, and you carry out whatever the repairs. So I believe I've spoken a little about the project. So is there any question?
When I was in school,
Good.
they told us about this thing, the types of foundation, high foundation, low foundation,
Big foundation.
Yes, they told us that high foundation can only be worked where there's a swampy area. And here we are looking at this place now. This place is not swampy area. Why are they introducing high foundation?
Good. I believe we all had his question. You don't look at the terrace with just ordinary eyes. Before the constructions of these structures here, they carry out geo survey, that is soil test. They carry out different tests. And you see, Akwa Ibom is a state in the valley. You understand? There are some states you go, if you go with your rigs in order to sink borehole, you will discover that you meet stone. But in Akwa Ibom, you cannot meet anything like stone. Then you can see the magnitudes of this building. You don't construct this such building on steel foundations or raft foundations. You cannot use raft foundation for this type of a building. The only foundation that you can be guaranteed with this structure is pile foundation. Like I said earlier time, we have almost like 450 piles. He's sitting on almost 450 piles. This structure, as you are seeing it, and we connected those pipes to its structural members. I mean, walls, columns, and the beams, so that the load will be evenly distributed all over. Then we are having expansion joints. You can see it is massive. We cut the structures into two. From the foundations, from even the piles up to the rooftop. So there is something called flex, in which we put at the middle of this structure, that if there is any fault, you can easily know, because one can go down, another will stand. But if you see this structure, there is nothing like that, meaning the building is stable and is guaranteed. This building has been standing like this since 2012.
Yeah.
Yes. So what we are doing right now is finishing work. Even before this time, all this cladding has been carried out. But now, when we are trying to do the completions, we discover that most of the claddings here are obsolete. So we are bringing it to this standard, that is millennium standard, so that we are enhancing all the facial look of the structure, so that it will be married with this time frame. I believe I've answered your question.
Yes, sir.
Yes. There is time frame for the finishing. The time frame now is 1 year from April.
No, the time for completion.
For completion.
Yes.
For completion, not for construction. So you understand?
No, he's asking when you started.
When we started that time, we were having the issue of cash. It was not properly funded that time, so we had an issue. But let me correct something. Ratcom name was not in the limelight when we started this project. It was ITB that started the two projects. Are you getting me? Okay. So when the project was stopped, because the PS has told me that I should not be using abandon. Okay. So when the project was stopped for a while, by the time the new governor came up with the idea of bringing him to functioning hotel, then we need to re-tender with another company's name, which is the sisters to ITB. That's the reason. But that one goes to another company entirely. So now the time frame for the completion of this project now is a year, 12 calendar months, from April 2025 to April 2026.
Sorry.
Am I true? Yes.
Sorry. One more question.
Any other thing? We are having 13 stories, but 14 with ground floor. No. The only basement we are having is for the repairs of the lift.
Is this net necessary since it is a glass house?
Is it?
Just for
after the completions, it's going to be removed.
So, lot of questions were being asked, a lot of students were asking so many questions, different questions, just to make sure they were clarified on what bothered them. So, those questions were asked, especially this guy over here, like, he was just asking, bombarding with a lot of questions. Indeed, it's good to ask questions, because when you ask questions, you get to know things, but at this point, it was actually really tiring for me, because I felt that most of the question he was asking was really irrelevant, so, or not really necessary, because these are literally like things that we are taught in our university, in my school in UNU. So, like him still getting to ask some of these questions just made me amazed, especially with his level that is higher than me and still asking common questions. So it wasn't really my kind of thing. I was starting to get bored, because his question was just getting out of me and just making, especially I and my classmates and people that came from were just like, what's really the need of all these questions? Like, are you really in 400 level and be asking all these questions? It's not working. After all the lot of talks and the rest of the thing, we are now moving to see the building. So this is the first part, and he has so many things he wants to tell us about this part.
That is reading sections. That's like library. That's where you want to relax.
Wow.
There's going to be a mini bar at the reception.
Immediately we heard about the mini bar, we were like super excited. That's all what we were waiting for, like the mini bar.
That is the entrance there. The entrance is there. So we are having 5 lifts. This is the lift. Shaft. Don't go near their place. This is the lift, sir. All these 3 lifts that is here, is facing here, is for the customers. The other one, the 2, we are having 2 over there. That one's going to be the service lift. That is, whatever the people working in the hotel want to bring down or want to take or take up, they are using that. There won't be any conflict between the customers and the operators of the hotel. So, what are the pipes?
Yes, sir.
All these ones, they are for the chillers. This is chillers.
Central AC.
Central AC. So, you know, all these, all the rooms here, even there won't be anything like natural ventilations in this hotel. There won't be natural ventilation.
So after we were like shown the first part, we climbed upstairs. So went to the other stories and we met this here. It's a leather that is used for leveling instead of the manual way we level. So you can see a red beam of 90 used for leveling instead. So we went straight to the rooms. You can see how the rooms are very big and very nice. You can see how it looks like with everything inside. It has like a twin kind of apartment, and so very beautiful one out there. So we just had the opportunity to explore each room so ourselves. So you can see it also had something you can also use is to protect the sound from moving from one apartment or room to the other. It's quite a beautiful place, and it's such a nice hotel that is gonna be. So you can see the large windows for ventilation, and the views. You can just view the whole of Uyo from that place. Look at the connections. Everything is concealed. That's basically how our tour went on this day. Thank you for watching.